Good morning, gang. Happy Sunday morning. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Hopefully, you've got your corned beef and cabbage ready to go for dinner tonight. Have a green beer or six. Not me, can't. So, all right. Anybody else feel like Americans last? That every right we have, according to the Constitution, is being taken away from us, but those same rights are being given to illegals on a silver platter, right? Hey, I don't get free housing, never had in my life. I don't get a free phone. I don't get free food. I don't get a car given to me. I don't get preferential treatment for jobs, right, Tyson? Uh, and damn, I was born here. Okay. But no, if you want to commit a crime as the very first act that you do in the United States, the very first step you took on U.S. soil was a criminal act. Hey, you know what? We're going to open up all the laws and you get every benefit that was promised by the founding fathers. Oh, but the people that you're going to be living with, no, they don't. Let me ask you this. If you killed somebody, what would happen to you? Difficult question, right? You get arrested, you get thrown in jail, you do years, if not the rest of your life in jail. Except unless you're an illegal. There was a story that came out yesterday about Virgilio Aguiar Mendez down in Florida, who killed a cop, right? Oh, sorry. He was resisting arrest, and in the process of his resisting arrest, killed a police officer down in Florida. Charges dropped. Oh, it wasn't fair to the illegal. He didn't speak English. He didn't understand what was going on. So killing somebody is acceptable. That's the law in the United States. I'll give you a better one. Okay. For all those of you who live in Chicago, or at least in Illinois, you'll probably understand this one. Okay. Illinois is pretty tough to get a gun, wouldn't you say? According to PolitiFact, a left-wing fact checker, okay, Illinois gun laws are still considered among the most restrictive when compared to other states. The Law Center to Prevent Gun Violence, which advocates for gun control, gives Illinois a B+ and ranks it number 8 in the nation on its Smart Gun Laws report card. The group lauds Illinois for, among several rules, requiring firearm owners to obtain a firearm owner's ID card that indicates a background check and imposes a waiting period on firearm purchases. Okay. Yeah, we could throw this one in there real quick. Requires owners to obtain a firearms ID card. Oh, yeah, that'd be another one that you have to have an ID for. Don't need it to vote. Not at all, right? Okay. Well, you guys know, buying a gun in Illinois, in Chicago, practically impossible. People go to Indiana, people go to Wisconsin, do it again. Hell, Chicago's still littered with criminals owning guns. We know that. I mean, every weekend you find out another 20 or 30 people have been shot in Chicago, right? Who knows what's going on so far this weekend. St. Patrick's Day. Gee, what do you want to do today, Maurice? Well, I don't know, Marcus. Let's go out and kill a few people for the holiday. Sounds like fun. So, I'll give you this. You have to have a firearms ID card. You have to have a background check to buy a gun in Chicago, if you can find some place to sell it. unless you're an illegal. Then, no problem. Okay? You can just own one. Not a big deal whatsoever. There was a federal district court case decided about a week ago, okay, March 8th, where a Obama-appointed judge, Sharon Johnson Coleman, decided against a federal gun ban or a federal ban on gun ownership for illegals. Okay, the illegal Heriberto Carbajal Flores. Okay, he so conveniently owned a gun, wasn't illegal. So if he's an illegal, obviously he doesn't have a firearms ID card, and obviously he didn't have a background check done on him to own this gun. He was arrested for an illegal possessing a gun. This district judge, federal district judge, okay, wrote in her ruling, the government argues that Carbajal Flores is a non-citizen, read illegal, who was unlawfully present in this country. The court notes, however, that Carbajal Flores has never been convicted of a felony, a violent crime, or a crime involving the use of a weapon. Even in the present case, Carbajal Flores contends that he received and used the gun solely for self-protection and protection of property during a time of documented civil unrest in the spring of 2020. Oh, how many holes we can shoot through this one. Documented civil unrest? I thought they were mostly peaceful protests. Really? Are we changing the narrative now to fit your needs? Probably. Okay. Carbajal Flores contends he received and used a handgun. Yada da da da. Oh, would that be a straw man purchase? Thought that was illegal too, right? Okay. So he was arrested in Chicago. The federal court admits he's a non-citizen who is unlawfully present in the United States. Unlawfully sounds to me like the definition of a crime. So what happens when you get convicted of a crime? You get put in jail. So we have a criminal who should be in jail for being here illegally or should not be here at all, who got a weapon via a straw man purchase, which is illegal, so therefore he should be in jail, to use it to protect himself under a mostly peaceful protest that was being done by the same political party as this judge. Do you see a problem here? We all talk about military age males coming into the United States, right? Everybody talks about them arming all these military age males. People are talking about whether or not Biden wants all these people here because, he can organize MS-13 and the Bloods and the Crips and every other gang out there, and they'll fight for Joe. That's how delusional this bozo in the White House is, okay? If he thinks that something like that's going to happen, right, okay. But so here, I'm showing you two recent examples of illegals having more rights than you do. You kill a cop, you're spending the rest of your life in prison. If you're an illegal who says, I don't speak English, you get to go home and have your tacos tonight. Okay. If you're in Chicago and you want to buy a gun, God help you and all the hoops you have to jump through to put a 22 in your pocket. But hey, if you're an illegal, just go buy one down on the street corner and no big deal. And if the cops catch you, No habla inglés. Okay. Yeah. This is the issue. This is exactly why me and a lot of other people are screaming bloody murder about this southern border crap. We talk about two sets of laws in this country all the time, one for the liberal elites and one for the rest of us. This has gotten ridiculous where the liberal court system will not prosecute known criminals, people committing violent criminal acts or with the propensity for violent criminal acts. They are not following the laws, but they're free to walk on the streets just because they don't have a U.S. birth certificate or a U.S. naturalization certificate. That's fine. The most dangerous document in the world to have right now for your rights is U.S. citizenship, because apparently we're not allowed to protect ourselves, but illegals are. When does this stop? What is going to be done? What are we going to do? We need to stop this. This stops on a local level. Screw what the feds want. Screw what the states want. This needs to stop. Okay? And I wish I had an answer on how to do it. But as I said in the live stream last night, what needs to happen before Trump even leaves the podium after he's inaugurated? Yes, it's a foregone conclusion, at least right now for me, that Trump is going to win in November. Right now, if the election was held today, Trump would have about 325 electoral votes. But the very first thing he needs to do is have in his pocket an executive order for as soon as Chief Justice Roberts finishes reading the oath of office, he goes, oh, and by the way, I'm signing this right now. If you are not a U.S. citizen, if you are not a naturalized citizen, if you are not a green card holder, and if you are not here on any sort of official visa, here, this is an immediate deportation order from everybody. Do not go to court, do not pass go, do not collect $200. And then the other thing they need to do is start a federal plan where there's a $1,000 bounty on every illegal in this country, and every citizen is eligible for it. We need to clean house now. We need to get rid of all this illegal immigration. I don't care if they're Venezuelan. I don't care if they're Indian. I don't care if they're Chinese. I don't care if they're Haitian. I don't care if they're Mexican or wherever else. If they ain't here legally, that means they're criminals, and we need to clean house. The United States is not one big, huge prison. This is not where we house criminals. We get rid of criminals. And we need to get rid of the ones that have brought in the disease, the crime, the inflation, the housing crisis. This is the problem. And you know who the main culprit is? It's that bald buffoon who's living at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue right now. And he needs to be in the front of the line. Pinball out.